What's up guys, and welcome to FPL Today. I'm the man in the know, JNO, and welcome to a new series on my channel called the Watchlist. This is a series where we go over all the best performing players, not only in points, goals and assists, but also in underlying stats, and the players we are really considering to bring into my FPL side. Through this series, we're going to suggest a lot of players, but I'm also going to try and suggest who might be must own, and hopefully this will help you and help myself improve my FPL rank. But before we get into this video, all the stats in this video are from Fantasy Football Fix. Here is a quick video from them to see what you could get from a membership there. Use artificial intelligence and Optastats to build your new squad for the new season. Analyse the highest owned players and most popular starting squad currently entered into the FPL. Upload your squad at fantasyfootballfix.com now to improve your FPL performance. Click the link below or head over to fantasyfootballfix.com to get started. Anyway guys, we start off the episode with the two players that are safest in my side and that maybe you would like to consider having as well, who I won't necessarily go over in the rest of the video because I already own them, so they're not a concern to me. I'm not doing too much research on them because they're returning points and returning good underlying stats. And those two players are Lundstrom from Sheffield United at 4 million and Sterling at 12.1 from Manchester City. Now, if you don't know about Sterling, then you've not been paying attention. 4 goals from 10 shots, 10 from inside the box, 6 on target, 5 big chances, and expected goals of 2.2 with 2 chances created, one of which was a shot on target, and expected assists of 0.1. But it's goal threat that you're getting with Sterling, and he seems to really have added that goal threat to his game. With Bournemouth, Brighton, Hove Albion, Norwich, Watford and Everton in the next 5. If you haven't got Sterling, I'd suggest you potentially bring him in, as well as some other Man City players, a few who we will talk about in this episode. Then we've got Lundstrom, who is potentially the £4 million hero that Wan-Bissaka was last year. Now, having started 2 games for Sheffield United, he's managed to get 1 goal from 3 shots on goal, only one of them from inside the box, but it was on target, it was a big chance and he did convert it. Expected goals at 0.4, chances created also at 3, with 2 of those chances being shots on target, and an expected assists of 0.6. With Leicester, Chelsea, Southampton, Everton and Liverpool in the next 5, the fixtures aren't great. However, you bring in Lundstrom because he's great value for money. He's a starter at £4 million. He's classed as a defender and he's playing in midfield, so there's great potential and value in Lundstrom. But now we move on to the players I don't have and who I'm considering bringing into my side. We start off with Emerson at 5.5 million, Kyle Walker at 6 million and Digne also at 6 million. Now to me, these 3 stand out as potentially the best options to bring into your side if you are considering to drop down from 2 Liverpool defenders, or if there's a position or defender you might be considering changing in these price brackets. Now for me, Emerson is one I wasn't considering at the start of the season at all, while Walker and Digne were. Emerson has come in and looks like he's got that left back slot nailed at Chelsea, and he's got 4 shots on goal, 3 from inside the box, all of them on target with 1 big chance, and expected goals at 0.3, which isn't too bad for a defender. He's got 2 chances created with 1 of those shots being on target, and he's got an expected assist of 0.2. With Norwich, Sheffield United in the next 2, those are some good fixtures for a player like Emerson to pick up some clean sheets and maybe some attacking returns. Then we've got Walker and Digne at 6 million. Digne potentially has an injury, so we have to consider that as we think about it here. Assists, he's managed to get 1, which is a great assist to Bernard, a long ball over the top which Bernard ran onto. 4 shots on goal, 2 from inside the box, 1 of which was on target, none of them being big chances. Expected goals only at 0.2, slightly lower than Emerson. Chances created was at 3, with all 3 of those chances being shots on target, with expected assists at 0.3, slightly higher than Emerson. And then we've got Walker, potentially nailed on at Man City, but that's always a risky thing to say when Pep Guardiola is involved. He's managed to get 1 assist, 4 shots on goal, 1 from inside the box which wasn't on target and it wasn't a big chance. His expected goals is currently at 0. However, he's created 4 chances, 3 of which are chances that were on target, and he's got expected assists of 0.3. And of course he's at Man City. We know how good their fixtures are from what I just spoke about with Raheem Sterling. For me right now, the idea of Cancelo hanging over Walker's head is a bit of a risk, although Cancelo could potentially play left back. Emerson at 5.5 seems very good value for money, and it's 2 good fixtures in the next 2, so potentially he could be a great pick there. However, if Digne isn't injured, Digne would be the one I would be going to first. If he is injured, Emerson is the one I like after him. We go on to midfielders, and we're going to have 2 pages for this because there's 6 midfielders I'm really interested in currently. Some haven't played full 290-minute games, however, so there is going to be an asterisk on some of them. The first 3 midfielders I'm looking at are all value midfielders who could potentially save you money. Mcginn at 5.6 million, Trossard at 6 million, and Mount at 6 million. Now, Mount is at Chelsea one of the top 6, whereas Trossard and Mcginn aren't. So Mount could be a potential easy way into that Chelsea side to cover that top 6. He's managed to get 1 goal, and it was a well taken goal against Leicester where he kind of made it himself by winning the ball. He's had 7 shots on goal in the last 2 games, 3 from inside the box, 5 of which are on target, which is a decent return considering only 3 of them were from inside. No big chances, but his expected goals is at 0.4. His chances created is at 5, with 2 of those chances being shots on target, and he's got an expected assist of 0.2. Again, with Norwich and Sheffield United next, Mount could be a decent player to bring in, could really take advantage of those fixtures, potentially not that Norwich and Sheffield United look like pushovers. Then we have Trossard, 6 million as well. He didn't play in the first game of the season, but he played in the second and was very impressive. So take into account these stats are from only 1 game. He got 1 goal from 4 shots on goal, 4 from inside the box, with only 1 on target, unfortunately. Big chances was at 2, expected goals at 0.6, with 1 chance created, which was a shot on target. However, he also had a goal disallowed, which won't show on these stats here. So potentially you could say he had 5 shots on goal, and he put 2 of them in the back of the net. His fixtures, Southampton next is nice, but then of course Man City away is never a great fixture. But then it is Burnley and Newcastle after that, so if you can rotate, Trossard could be the player for you. And then we have Mcginn at 5.6 million at Aston Villa. He's managed to get 1 goal with 8 shots on goal, 3 from inside the box with 4 on target. 1 big chance, expected goals at 0.8, the highest of these 3 players. 3 chances created, 2 of which were shots on target, and expected assists of 0.2. He has Everton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Arsenal and Burnley next. Everton and Arsenal may be difficult fixtures for Villa, but there's some nice fixtures there, and Mcginn does look a decent option. Potentially you could look at Grealish, but at the moment Mcginn wins it for me. Out of the 3 of these players right now, I think Mount is the one I like, especially because the next 2 fixtures look very good. It's a bit of a risk. He might not be nailed on. There's the potential he's not nailed on, but he has been very good when he has played, and it looks like Frank Lampard has some faith in him. We go on to 3 more midfielders, and all 3 of these are from the top 6, but one of them is valued at 5.6 million, whereas the others are 7.6 and 9.5. Now we're going to start off with Kevin De Bruyne just because he looked magnificent in the game against Spurs, even if Manchester City didn't win. He has had 3 assists in the last 2 games, 5 shots on goal, 3 from inside the box, 2 on target, no big chances, expected goals at 0.2, but 12 chances created. That's an average of 6 a game. 3 of those chances have been shots on target with an expected assist of 1.9. For me, potentially De Bruyne and Sterling might be a better double up than any Liverpool double up currently. Again, all the next 5 fixtures look very promising for Manchester City, so if De Bruyne is here to stay and doesn't pick up an injury, he looks like a potential must-own player. Then we have Martial. A bit more iffy about this than I was when I initially made the stats because I've just watched the Man United Wolves game. Man United started off incredibly strong, but a bit like Chelsea in the second half they weren't as strong. 2 goals so far from 5 shots on goal, 3 from inside the box, 3 on target, 1 big chance, expected goals at 1.1, 1 chance created, none of those chances being a shot on target, and expected assists at 0.1. I'm still not 100% convinced by this Man United side. And I'm also not 100% convinced by the Chelsea side, especially in the second half where they both seem to tire a bit or maybe not be able to control the game as much. Crystal Palace Southampton in the next 2 is good for Manchester United, and he is good value at 7.6 million. Looks like he can return points regularly, but I'm not as sold on him as I thought I was initially going to be before I recorded this video. And then we've got Dani Ceballos. Looks an incredible player, and he's 5.6 million. Value for money wise, Ceballos could be a great pick this season. 2 assists, 3 shots on goal, no shots from inside the box but 1 shot on target, no big chances, expected goals at 0.1. However, 4 chances created, 3 of them being shots on target, and an expected assist of 0.2. I didn't get to see him in game week 1, but in game week 2 he looks like a very good technical player with some flair that could make things happen at Arsenal. And while I wasn't excited about him when he initially made the move, looking at his underlying stats stats from the clubs he's previously been at. I think if he's given the chance at Arsenal, this could be a breakout season for him. It is Liverpool and Tottenham next, so I guess we can wait and see on him. But Watford, Aston Villa after that could be two good fixtures before Man United. Now for me right now, out of these three, it has to be De Bruyne. And over the midfielders on the last page, again, De Bruyne just wins out at 9.5. But Cevallos is one I'm very, very interested in. And I just get that good gut feeling about him. And then finally on to forwards, and you had to have known two of these people on this list. 6.7 million and 6.6 million, Barnes and Pukki. For the start they've had to this season, they have to be on my watch list. And I'm very excited about Pukki for the rest of the season. I kind of risk he was my punt for the start of the season, just because his stats from the Championship were so good, but I didn't take that risk and I kind of wish I had now. We'll start off with Rashford though. Again, not as intrigued by these stats as I was initially when I made the graphics for this video, and I've just updated them after the Man United Wolves game. However, 2 goals, 1 assist, that's a good return in 3 games no matter how you look at it. 6 shots on goal, 2 from inside the box, 2 on target. He's had 2 big chances with expected goals at 1.3, 1 chance created which was a shot on target. Again, fixtures are very good for Man United. Fixtures aren't so good for Burnley and Norwich, but Pukki at 6.7 million, 4 goals, 10 shots on goal, all of them from inside the box with 7 on target. That is a great return so far. 2 big chances, expected goals at 1.3, and he scored 4 goals. So you could say he's overperforming his expected goal stats, or you could just say he's a very, very good finisher right now. 1 chance on target with expected assists at 0.3, but it's the fact he's under 7 million right now, and he's putting up these kind of underlying stats. He looks very promising to me. Chelsea next isn't ideal, but West Ham, Burnley and Crystal Palace in the next 5. Potential there for Pukki. Then we've got Barnes at 6.6 million, 3 goals, 9 shots, all from inside the box, 6 on target, 2 big chances with expected goals at 1.2. His chance creation stats are pretty much non-existent. However, but again, 9 shots on goal, all from inside the box with 6 on target is a great return. Expected goals is decent as well. Wolves next, not the greatest. Liverpool next, but then it's Brighton, Hove Albion, Norwich and Aston Villa, which you'd expect Barnes to get some goals in, and he just looks lethal. So for me right now, Barnes and Pukki look like 2 really good players, but for me, Pukki he just has that feel to him where he could be the breakout player of this season and could rise in price significantly. Pukki for me is the one I kind of want to bring in, despite the fact it's Chelsea at home next. So I have to give Pukki the nod here over Barnes, and Rashford is still one to consider, especially as he plays for Man United and he's significantly cheaper than the forwards that play for the likes of Tottenham, Liverpool and Manchester City. Anyway guys, hopefully this video has highlighted some players you could consider for your side. This watch list will be updated weekly, so some players may stay on it season long just because they're performing that well. If they're on for a couple of weeks, then you know we need to be considering bringing them on into our side. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, that subscribe button and that notification bell, as well as checking out the links in the description, including Fantasy Football Fix, where all these stats came from. And do remember to check out my Patreon page, where you can get access to a Discord group where we talk FPL as a community, as well as a season and monthly long FPL game with prizes. With all that being said, I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.